So, to sum up this week, okay, please watch the remaining video there of why is Aristophanes called the father of comedy, and again, kind of like thinking about that in terms of comedy being, a fundamental aspect of the world within which we live. And then also, I really do hope that you've watched these video lectures. I hope that you've engaged in them, because I think there are some really worthy insights of considering the importance of and the engagement with what the purpose of humor can do for us, right? In so many different ways. And I also hope that in the future, when you're able to, and if you're interested, it's kind of fun to go to a stand-up comedy show. If you move, or even kind of on the Palouse, sometimes those pop up. I've participated in a couple. And we're very good. There's self-deprecating humor, right? But yeah, keep your eyes and ears peeled. And again, like thinking that it's not, at least here's maybe my subjective takeaway. I'm going to give you two kind of subjective takeaways. When we think about stand-up comics, it's not just about necessarily getting laughs. It's not necessarily just getting up there and just telling jokes. But there is, I think, deeper implications worthy of considering about what the comic is critiquing, right? And I think that there's something to be said, like I said in the last video, about the nature that when we think about the boxes within which we all operate in, whatever that kind of operation is, what comics do is they try to break or at least challenge the shape of that box, right? And sometimes that's met with discomfort, and then sometimes that's met with like, ooh, that got a little too close to home, right? And when you think about, again, those comics that maybe like, I don't know, that's pretty vulgar, or that's pretty provocative. Well, that's probably provocative for the fact that it's challenging those kind of conventions within which we operate that haven't been challenged. So one main takeaway is that comedy allows us to really challenge the conventions of the world within which we live in ways that other forms of investigation and expression do not allow us to do that. Okay? That's one takeaway. Second takeaway is we think about like the films which we watch, with the films that we watch that are comedic. Again, asking the question, well, why are certain films the ones that we seek out and ones that we avoid as it relates to comedy genres? And then also comedy as an escape, right? It allows us to escape the hardness of our job. It allows us to escape the misery sometimes with love. It allows us to escape the fact that maybe we aren't, doing the best that we can be in certain classes or jobs or whatever the case, right? That there is an escapism also ingrained in comedy and humor, right? So I hope that you enjoyed these videos this week. I hope you enjoyed this topic. I know it's kind of weird to say, but I know these videos are strange because it's just me talking to a screen. But it was actually really enjoyable to do these videos this week, and I very much wish that we could have been in the classroom having discussions live, about these topics. But it's been fun to talk about comedy and humor in a philosophical way, and kind of start to scratch the surface of the purpose of comedy and humor. And I hope that you found that to be the case. Next week, you have, I believe, just one film. Yeah, next Tuesday, I will assign this movie called Trading Places, and I'll introduce it on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, you'll have your last discussion board post. So do make sure to stay active and diligent with that. And again, I'll say more about that on Tuesday. And then next Thursday, I will kind of wrap up the entirety of the course with probably 1 or 2 video lectures, and then I will assign your final paper. So we are kind of wrapping up pretty quick. So this was a little bit of a breather week, a little bit of kind of like getting our feet back set, but also kind of getting set in hopefully an enjoyable and interesting way. So enjoy. I encourage you all to find some stand-up comedy to watch this weekend, or a couple movies that you enjoy that are comedic, and kind of ask yourself some of the questions that we've been asking this week. And I look forward to kind of keep going. I look forward to continuing this discussion next week. Cheers.